Going over to the Cultural Problem Podcast, you have a truck pushing through a mob and they're going viral on social media as riots erupt all over the United States. Now, this is brought to us thanks to someone by the name of Matthew Nicole over on X. His hashtag is MatthewNicole5. Again, MattheWNichol 5. And he says, what else is the driver supposed to do? Here you can see a bunch of mentally vacuous protesters who, again, are standing in the street, which I don't know how that's not already, it's ridiculous. And in some places, they actually have more rights than you when it comes to protesters blocking traffic and making our lives total hell. Now, this is, of course, of course, it is a Dodge pickup truck with the side mirrors popped up. But I partially digress. It's a kind of a Dodge thing. But you have someone who is dumb enough to stand in front of the truck with trailer. Again, it's a big truck. I think it's a Dodge, good old Hemi 1500, 2500. It's a big boy. But without too much further ado, maybe I was about to say maybe they'll impress us with their intellect and dodge out of the way or walk out of the way of the truck. Of course they won't. They're mentally vacuous protesters wearing a mask outside in 2025. And of course they have more really weak-looking leftists with I don't think they've ever done a single bicep curl in their life. Look at those scrawny arms, attempting to hit the Dodge truck. They're not actually hitting the Dodge truck. Much more protesters going after the trailer. Total anarchy and chaos. And thankfully for the truck owner, they survived. And they got some nice posters there. I can't believe standing in front of a truck I got hurt. Oh my god, trucks are dangerous? No.
Give her shade.
I can't think is this like an NBA thing where also exaggerating or making up injuries. But thankfully, it looks like the truck owner is safe. Again, we've seen instances like Chop over in Oregon years ago during the George Floyd Summer riots where they're blocking traffic and actually executing people that went in there. And even more concerning when you have the leftist hellholes like Oregon, and even places like Austin, where you had these people taking over the streets. If you defend yourself, they put you in jail. Crazy. Now, this has already got 14.2 million views, as well as 132,000 likes. One of the first comments comes to us thanks to NC Shirila. Says, quote, no charges to the man who drove through the Tulsa protesters. DA says the truck was attacked. This is in Tulsa, even in Oklahoma. And yeah, of course they were attacked. There's literally a mob in the street attacking the truck and trailer. Getting 16,000 likes. So for once, actually, the good guys actually might not get prosecuted and thrown in jail. Dr. Curtis Spicoli says, quote, it's from 2020, bro. Matthew Knoll says, I know, getting 2.5 thousand likes. Again, it's also kind of cyclical. A lot of these things go viral time and time again. Jesse Cox says, no doubt the driver's life was in danger. He acted in self-defense, gained 22,000 likes. Yep. And that is actually how Matthew also responded, saying, yep, getting 4.4 thousand likes. Harry McKeevel says, quote, in Tulsa, in recent years, a mob shut down I-44. A truck and trailer full of horses tried to ease through because the horses were panicking. The protesters poured gasoline into the trailer and set it on fire. One horse had to be euthanized, so the horse people don't stop for riders if they keep moving. We don't hate these crazy bastards enough, getting 10,000 likes. I thought it could be an extra like to get 11,000. Nevertheless, just 10,000. Matthew Nicole responds saying, I loathe this trash, getting 3.6 thousand likes. Yeah, I was going to say, if you want another John Wick movie in real life, go after a rancher's or a farmer's horse or dog and see what happens. I believe as a youth might say, F around and find out. Pretty sure that's the saying still. Throwing down more and more. The Buck You Will, interesting profile name says, anyone remember this? 1992 reminder of why don't stop for protesters. And here you can see a Peterbilt semi-truck, which the driver was, his life was ended. They got 10,000 likes, and Matthew Nicole said on target game 1.4 thousand likes. Bob Kelly says, quote, sometimes you shouldn't be doing something, bad things happen to you. Apparently this person was injured from the moving truck who in the right mind would run in front of a truck. It's a death sentence. In 3.4 thousand likes. Rolling down, yeah, Stacy Welch saying, quote, this is a very old footage, getting 236 likes. Now Matthew said, quote, I put it because the insanity is going to happen again, getting 939 likes. Lori Love 7 says, quote, how Evan hysterically dumb do you have to be to get in front of a 5,000 pound moving chunk of steel and then be shocked and horrified when someone gets run over? These are the crazies we are up against. Liberalism is a mental disorder, getting 954 likes. Now, thankfully, there's a pretty common cure, actually. Basic, going to the gym, reading the Bible, going to work, working hard in general. I'm only partially kidding. Though you do see people in terms of self-improvement, yeah, lifting weights, more guys are, mostly libertarian guys on the right are doing it, as you can see from their lack of biceps. Scrolling down more and more, you have a Democrat talking a donkey holding a microphone that says MSM. It says, quote, "I'm telling y'all, they're peaceful protests." That was credited to Pablo Irantas, getting 397 likes. Oh, geez. Passive Mike says, "Keep going." It's a parody of a child book, and it says, "I don't break for communist." There's a kid in like a little vintage Chevy Bel Air cartoon, and a dog came back, and they're both happy. Then under the kid, or under the car, is a protesting kid that says, "Burn the USA." And they got 761 likes. It is fascinating to see the cultural change and shift in the United States. It used to be very much against communism, and now you have many people, almost half political aisle, cheering for communism. You have the Immortal using the Jim Office meme from The Office, where he points at the whiteboard, in which he says, quote, "TikTok did not make people dumb. TikTok just showed us how dumb people really are," getting 717 likes. The Immortal also has a meme, or meme as some people might call it, of Skeletor from the He-Man series. It says, he's sitting contemplating life and says, "Don't be the bigger person today, be that person that helps understand. Sometimes when you F around, you find out," getting 643 likes. Steve has, I think Steve actually posted this yesterday. He also has the little picture of a truck with everyone running around. It says, "All lives splatter. No one cares about your protest. Keep your ass off the road," getting 1.6 thousand likes. True, some of us need to get to work and actually be productive members of society. Granted, most of us have jobs to get to. However, I would also, you could argue, because a lot of these protesters are paid, that is their job. Mihadi Sagandhar says, quote, "If you're questioning the choice between getting somewhere and harming or killing another human, you're not normal. Get help." Yeah, 739 likes and 123 comments were they ratioed. No, Rakusar says maybe they shouldn't have been protesting in the middle of effing road. Good point, getting 70 likes. Make it 71. Jesse Parker says, "Yeah, but put it in the park and what's it say? Yes, put it in park and patiently get killed." Getting 38 likes. Yeah, referring to the truck driver. Yeah, because we've seen time and time again, when these drivers are surrounded by a mob, if they play nice and stop, it's almost like Fallujah or Detroit or Chicago. You're never getting out of there in one piece. I can't imagine the horror of being a family, or having a family, and you're in a car in a downtown area and this stuff happens. So you should always be prepared. Jay says, "The question is, do you keep driving or you stop and might get killed?" Getting 119 likes. Going back to the main comment section, Greg says, "Well, he should have drove faster for a start." Wow, getting 227 likes. Patriot Barry says, quote, "When a mob descends onto your vehicle, it becomes a life-threatening situation, and you have to escape by any means possible to save your own life. And yes, that could mean hitting the gas." Getting 479 likes. Sneab says, quote, "This is a correct response. Cannot stop for a mob as they have been proven to be murderous." Getting 293 likes. Oh, geez, Louise. Dark humor here. Although it's a white truck, so maybe it's not, I don't know, trying to kid, but it's not working well. Kim Rory has a picture of a Dodge Ram. I think it's 2500. The rims are definitely aftermarket and larger than probably this whole table, but it's a white truck with a red splitter on front. It says 2025 Dodge Ram Protester Edition. They got 98 likes. As a Beowulf saying, quote, "Why do some people stand in front of a moving vehicle then act like victims when they get plowed over by them?" Getting 556 likes. Yeah, common lack of common sense, but also in some places they actually will get, well, not just will leftists give them kudos points, but they'll get monetary damages from this. They'll try to sue the driver. In some cases win, as asinine as that sounds. Definitely a lot of bad judges out there incentivizing them as well. But yeah, not too many contrarian comments in this regard. And again, this is an old video, but it's going viral yet again. I think we're going to see more and more of these, not just reoccurring videos, but I think we'll also see a lot of new footage as you have more and more riots throughout the United States. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.